Hi, everyone. This is Willie Crawford, and you are in the right place if you're joining the webinar Breaking Through to the Booming Business and Life of Your Dreams, basically. And purpose of tonight's webinar is to talk about things that are holding you back in achieving all that you can achieve in your life, in your business, and your personal life. And then after we discuss some of these issues and take your questions, then we're going to also tell you about a retreat that we have coming up in October. That will be in Jamaica. I plan on being there. So we're basically going to, just go back and forth. My special guests tonight are Catherine Storing, whom you see there, and Daphne Clark Hudson, who's also there. Her mic's live now, I see. And since most of you probably know me, you may not know Catherine or Daphne. So Catherine was born and raised in the Dominican Republic, a place I've visited before. A land of beautiful beaches, friendly people, and gorgeous women with dangerous curves. However, she didn't fit in when she was younger. Her hair was too curly, her legs were too lanky, her mouth was too big and opinionated, and
Still is.
Yeah. So basically, she didn't feel like she fit in, and I won't read her entire bio, but basically, she went on to work with women primarily in helping them to see their own inner beauty and realize that we're all special, and help people to overcome largely self-imposed limitations. And I probably should have read the bio instead of ad-libbing it, but we've also got Daphne Clark Hudson. Let me see. Daphne's originally from Jamaica, and she is a transformational coach. I'm going to let you young ladies tell the audience what you'd like to know about you as we get into it. So I'm not going to read your bios at this point. I'll just go ahead and get into it. Daphne, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Willie. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful, because I was just here trying to get my iPod on because I wasn't sure, I'm sure if you can hear me. So, thank you. Okay, wonderful. So, I am from Jamaica. Well, good evening, Mr. Crawford. Good evening, Miss Storing.
Good evening.
I am originally from Jamaica, West Indies, and I came to the United States in 1985. However, my life was not challengeless. I lost my mother when I was only 13 years old. So from an early time in my life, I was faced with adversities and struggles and challenges. And because of that reason, I have become so committed to helping people reinvent their life and to build their resilience IQ. And I was blessed back in May to meet an amazing woman by the name of Catherine Storing at an event down in Florida. And this was a divine introduction by the universe that brought us together. And it was not quite a month after we met that the Spirit brought us this amazing responsibility of the project that we will be speaking about later on this webinar. However, people will probably say, but what gives you the right to speak about adversities and challenges? I myself am a walking testimony. I've been homeless. I've been penniless. I've had family members who have been incarcerated. I've had 5 miscarriages. I've gone through divorce. And the list goes on. I'm not going to bore you with the entire list of adversities.
Okay, and
our victor. And I've spent 20 plus years helping others to reinvent and transform their lives. So that's just a little bit about me. And when they come to paradise with me, so that's just a little about me, Willie.
Okay. And Catherine, did you want to add anything about you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, first of all, for having us. We are definitely very grateful to be able to talk to your audience. And yeah, also an island girl. I was born in the Dominican Republic, and like you read earlier, it was a little challenging when you were different from everybody else. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me before people were kind enough to tell me that everything about me was wrong. And if you hear something for 18 years, unfortunately, you believe it. So I had no self-esteem, no confidence. I did not know how to own my look, how to be different, and how to dress my body. And it caused a lot of problems in my life. And I was fortunate enough to move to the United States right before I turned 19, and my life completely changed because all the things that I heard growing up were said here as well, but with a different connotation. So they were saying, oh, Catherine, you're so skinny, and Catherine, you're so tall, and Catherine, your hair is so curly, and how wonderful is that? And after hearing that for a couple of years, I realized that there was nothing wrong with me, that it's totally okay to be different, that it's totally okay to be opinionated. And once I found my inner beauty, I remembered what it felt like to not be seen, to not be wanted and loved exactly as I was, and I knew I had to help other women and a few men that are brave enough to work with me to really find who they are and be content to be bold and express their own opinions, and then be able to pursue their calling, because everyone has a calling. And if you're not comfortable being on the spotlight like we are right now, you're not going to be able to step up and say to the world, I'm here, I have a gift, I want to speak up. If you are embarrassed, if you have no self-esteem or confidence, you're not going to show up. So I always say that I am a stylist from the inside out. Yes, I'm going to make you look good on the outside, but if you don't feel good on the inside, I can put on any clothes I want on the outside, it's not going to translate.
Excellent, excellent. And tonight, our focus is really going to be on, we're talking to primarily online marketers who own their own businesses, and many of them have had some success, but they haven't achieved the level of success that they had hoped to. And so we're going to talk about, what might be holding them back and how they can break through that barrier. And we'll also talk about, well, some of the same things we've talked about previously, the three of us. And so I'm going to let you, young ladies, largely guide the discussion. But I would like to start out by mentioning that a lot of us, especially in the online world, will go into some niche, we call it, where we try to decide what we want to do. We want to be coaches, we want to be search engine experts, we want to be writing ebooks or whatever. We're not sure what we want to do, and so we often just pick something that looks like it'll make us money, and a lot of times we end up unhappy. Some of us end up, burned out because we do something that we don't really enjoy for a long time, and you just feel blah after a while. I've been doing this for 19 years, and so I think I picked the right area because it didn't burn me out. And I know a lot of friends who did get burned out. And some even felt guilty and went out and become preachers or whatever because they felt like they needed to make up for something they'd done wrong. So first of all, how do you, reach that point where you feel like you're doing the right thing, you're doing what is your calling?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to take a stab at that first. When you're doing that thing that you can do for hours, you don't care if you don't get paid, you don't care if you have to do it day in and day out, and you find new and amazing ways to do it time and time again, and you are innovative about it, and people compliment you on it, that is the one thing that you should do. What happens is that we find that it is too simple. That's what happened to me. For years, I did not style people as a business because it was too simple for me. I could, it was like breathing. And finally, a friend of mine told me, hey, Catherine, why don't you do this for other people? And I'm like, I could do that? I can charge to go shopping and to make people look good? And I did it, and it was the best decision ever because it's something that I enjoy. I'm passionate about it because I know what it feels like to not have an identity. I know what it feels like not to be able to look good because you don't feel good about yourself. So that is an example. If you're really passionate about something, if you can do it no matter what, and people tell you day in and day out, you are really good at it. Don't complicate it. Don't try to people go to school forever. I have to go back to school. I have to go back to school. You already have everything that you need to do and know in order to do your calling. Your gifting, the experiences, the connections, everything is already there. All you have to do is raise your hand and say, I'll do it. Daphne?
But we do notice,
Go ahead,
though,
Willie.
I was going to say, we do notice people who they're torn between, do I follow my passion or do I follow the money too? So you want to make a living, so you have to seek a balance too. But again, you said follow your passion. Actually, say follow your passion and money will come.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
go
agree with
ahead.
that.
The thing, Willie, for me, people tend to overuse the word passion. And everything we do, we need to do in moderation. So I think it's more follow your calling. As you and I fully know that money does not like to be strangled. So if you are suffocating money, it's going to stay away from you. So what it is that makes you excited? What is it you can't wait to get out of your bed in the mornings to go on? You still want to go out there and do it. Like my colleague says, you want to go out there and make things happen, even if you're not getting paid for it. Because when we continue to walk in our calling and our purpose, and the work that we are doing is enhancing the lives of other people, we just cannot stop the money from coming. A lot of times, those of us that are walking in our callings, we are having so much fun, and we sometimes tend to think it's not a business. And we are having so much fun, and we neglect ourselves. And this is the reason why we must have people that holds us accountable. I have some friends that do that for me. I have a very good friend that watches almost every episode of my TV show. And you know what he said to me 2 weeks ago? He said, why are you giving away so much information for free? You are telling people to get notebook, and you are giving them so much information. Why not give them a little and let them buy the rest? But I'm so busy serving, 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 and a lot of times we serve so much and we forget that we need to be compensated. And that's what operating in your uniqueness, your authenticity, and your calling does for you. You are so excited about doing it. You're happy. You're joyful. You're always laughing. You're always smiling. You
Yeah.
walk into a room and you are the life of the party because what? People know you always have something exciting to share. Our purpose and calling is right at the tip of our noses. But as Catherine said, people tend to complicate things. And they oftentimes say, Willie, it can't be that simple. No, it got to be more sophisticated than that. And that's why some people spend their entire lives in schools and never graduate because they keep thinking it's degree, degree. People don't want our qualification and our degree. They want our skills and our expertise.
I would even say that continuously going to school is actually a way of sort of procrastinating, getting out there and risking failure. Or we're all sort of afraid of choosing. Many of us are afraid of choosing the wrong path and thinking, well, what if I make the wrong career decision or whatever? The answer there is you change your mind. You're free to change your mind at any time, I think. a lot of us, though, who have achieved a degree of success, we find that at some point we hit that ceiling where we can't get any higher. I know that Catherine, you've managed to break through that before, and so is Daphne. You want to address, hitting that ceiling and then breaking through it. What causes the ceiling, maybe, and then how do you get through that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's unfortunate because what happens is we have a self-imposed level of success, and then we stop ourselves. I'm gonna get this big, and then once I get there, that's it. And then we say that subconsciously. We don't even know that we said it. And then we try to move up, and then we just continue to hit our heads against the ceiling, and we're like, what's happening? What's happening? It's we have this gas and brake reaction when, yes, I want to move forward, no, I don't. So we have this, yes, I don't, yes, I do, and then nothing happens. And it's really getting really honest and clear and just saying, what am I afraid of? Because many people, yes, they are afraid of failure, but the majority of people are really afraid of success. What's going to happen?
Right.
Am I going to change? Am I going to be able to continue to have the life that I'm living right now? And the thing is, in order for things to change, in order for things to come and for you to grow, you have to change. And change is the only constant that we have. So for us holding on to security, the security of a regular paycheck, which is quote unquote secure, it can go at any time. And you can work really hard and you're only going to make that money. When you're an entrepreneur and you let go of that security blanket, you decide how much money you make. And if you work harder, you make more money. So it's just really understanding that the ceiling is a quote-unquote self-inflicted security that keeps you safe, that you're not ready to let go of. Daphne?
Yeah, the other thing, ceiling, as Catherine says, is like self-imposed. Because the other thing is, when you look on your calling and all the potentials that is inside of you, the definition of potential is that which has not yet been pursued. So people who sit back and say that they have reached the ceiling is because they really don't understand about their calling. It is like a puzzle. You put some together today, you put some together tomorrow, and little by little you put the puzzle together. Some people will do it in a couple of weeks. Some people will do it in a couple of years. But it's motion. So once you are continuously moving and going forward, you cannot hit the ceiling. You only hit the ceiling because you're stagnant. So hitting the ceiling to me is as if you have given up. Oh, I'm sitting comfortably in my rocking chair now. I've accomplished so much. People who are following their calling and purpose understand that once you achieve something, you manifest something, you move on to the next thing. So you don't have time to hit ceiling when you are in motion.
But don't some of us hit either a self-imposed ceiling, or probably more often we feel like maybe we're going to outgrow those around us. We feel like if we are
Yes,
too successful, then the people that we hang out with, we won't feel like hanging out with them anymore, or they will resent us because we're more successful than they are. Isn't that a big factor in there too? So we don't want to
oh
leave
yeah,
our friends.
exactly. That happens to people who are suffering from low self-esteem and they don't understand what it means end of season.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
those people again who are in motion understand this is happening right now. Let me take the full advantage of it because I don't know when it's not going to be available anymore. So you are so right, Willie, when you say that they figure, oh, I really don't want to show them up. Because that's what happened. Our success and successes will be showing up other people in our surroundings. And a lot of times they become haters. They become
Yeah,
backstabbers. They become
they do.
gossipers because you are excelling and they are stagnant. So, success, Willie, is not for the faint of heart. It certainly is not. You have to be certain of who you are and the journey that you're on and the risk and the investment that you are ready to take. You have to know sometimes that you have to love people from a distance. Yes, I used to hang out with you. Yes, I used to go on vacation with you. But guess what? I cannot do that any longer because I'm stifling you and I need to move out of your way so you can accomplish that which you were meant to accomplish. Action, action, action. Decision, decision, decision. Boldness, boldness. You can't be guilty about what others is going to say when you become successful, Willie. You got to know what it is you're about and take that action.
So we have to get beyond that feeling of guilt, basically, because I know a lot of us from our,
Yes.
we feel like we are only entitled to so much, even though the universe is limitless. We feel like if we take more than our share, somehow that the world's going to, be upset or think that we're greedy or whatever. You know, we
You,
a
you
lot of
know,
us. Go ahead.
I'm saying, Willie, there is more than enough to go around. The universe is not experiencing any lack. You can get your 59 million. I can get my 103 million. You notice I took more than you, right? And
Yes.
Catherine can get her 570 million. And guess what? There's still not going to be any lack in the universe because there is enough. We have put on so much self-imposed limitation on us, and oftentimes we want to hold the universe responsible for the self-imposed limitations that we have put on ourselves.
Okay, that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah, it does make sense, and it's just really understanding that when you get more, this is gonna help a lot of people. When you give more, then you can give more. You have a higher
That's right.
responsibility when you are successful. So in reality, it is our responsibility to have more in our barns. So when other people's barns are empty, then we can go say, hey, I have more than enough for me and my family. I want to share more with you.
My
So it
community.
really, it's
Hmm.
it's really an effort that you have to make to be a giver. The more you get, the more
That's
you
right.
can give. And that is what life is all about.
And I know that some of the
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
listening to
Hmm.
this will
And that's why,
some of the people listening to this will actually say, "You guys have a great problem. If you're worried about having too much, they're thinking, how do I get more?" What would we say to those
mhm.
people? The ones who haven't quite, reached that point where they're worried about having too much and what people are going to think about them.
Right. The thing
Show
is, it's
me.
it's really a mindset thing. Before you get it physically, you have to up. You know how when you buy storage, and you get the email is saying, "Hey, you're about to run out of storage. You have to go pay for more," right? So
Right.
in your mind, you have to upgrade your storage. I have one barn that is full. Do I stop with this barn or do I get more space? Once you upgrade your mind to the next level, then you can get this stuff. If you said to yourself,
Hmm.
I'm only gonna make $80,000, and then you look back 5 years go forward, and then you're still making $80,000, even though you probably could have made more. But since you put a cap on how much money you can make, you're gonna stay there. So you have to continuously upgrade your mindset so you can move to the next level. And that's why you have to have a next level coach. People think, oh, I've been with
That's
the
right.
same coach for 5 years. You need to
Mm-mm.
upgrade your coaches. You need to upgrade, and your coach, and that's what Daphne and I do. We invest in ourselves tremendously because we
Hmm.
always continue to be a next level coach all the time, right, Daphne?
Exactly. You are, you know, your goal, and I tell my clients that your goal is always to out earn me, right? I'm not looking to coach anybody for 15 years, because if I'm coaching you for 15 years, it simply means you are not growing. I'm willing to have you back for a VIP day, but you need to step your game up. You got to step your game up. You can't just sit around at comfort zone. You need to stretch. And when I tell you need to move on, is because I see something in you that you refuse to acknowledge with me. So you need to go to someone come. And my goal is to have my clients doing bigger and better, bigger and better, bigger and better.
Okay, and what we're experiencing actually is a bandwidth issue, probably on your end, Daphne. Just, it's our units, our computers, whatever, can only push so much through at a time, and so that sometimes makes the signal, fade in and out. But that's fine. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I find that I, as an American in particular, because I grew up in poverty, I grew up on welfare, and um, there's actually a
Mhm.
part of me that fears going back, So because of that, I find myself working a lot harder
Mhm.
than I should, and I also find that I don't take as many breaks as I should, as many vacations. Although this year I'm fixing that. I'm going to be vacation, hanging out with you guys. I'm going to spend a month out of
With your
country later. I'm going to take a couple
friends,
cruises. Go ahead, Daphne.
saying, show me 5 of your closest friends, and I can tell you who you are. From way back when, I learned at an early stage that I need to invest in me and go to events. There were times, Willie, when I would go to a conference and there were 4 of us sharing a room, because neither of us in that room could afford a room by ourselves. But we already had paid the $1,000 or the $997 to go to that conference, because we realized that was the event we needed to be. I've gone to events where people are inviting, say, come, let's go out to eat. And I have to say, oh, I have to go make some phone calls. I wasn't going to make any phone calls. I did not have the extra money to buy the meal. But when they had the break, I would put a couple of extra oranges and apples in my bag that had my notepad, and that was my dinner. I did what I had to do. I remember one year I went to a particular event. I had purchased my ticket early. I had registered on the early bird. When it came to the time for the event, I didn't have money for the hotel. I called a friend of mine in DC and I said, do you think they'll give me my money back? He said, you're not going to get your airfare back and you're not going to get the registration back. He said, I have a hotel room with 2 double beds. I said, I'll take the next one. Willie, I went to that event. We were there for 5 days. The only place I saw that man is in his bed sleeping at nights when I would go in, and in the dining room during the day. I did what I had to do. And he said to me, you know something? My wife would never believe this if I tell her that we share a room. She would take a knife to my throat because she would think there was some hanky-panky going on. Now, some other women would not trust themselves to do that. But I know I needed to be at the feet of those speakers at that event. I needed to learn, and I did what I have to do. And this is what the listeners need to do. Understand that you can't be by yourself. Yes, I too grew up in poverty, Willie. I'd never had running water. I had to use an outhouse. I walked barefooted because I only had one pair of shoes. However, I'm not going to let that hold me hostage. I'm looking to be around people who are movers and shakers. The Willie Jollies, the Willie Crawford, the Susan Evans, the Dolores Presleys, you know, and the list goes on and on. You got to be around people who are doing something so you can learn from them. And it doesn't mean you're learning for free. It means you got to invest in yourself. Stop saying you're going to wait until you have enough money. Because if you're going to wait till you have enough money, you're never going to have it. You are never going to have it because you don't understand the priority of investing in yourself so you can move to the next level that you deserve to be.
And actually, I find that being around people who are a level higher than I am, that shows me it's possible. Because if you don't see someone else doing it, in the back of your mind, you probably don't believe it's possible, and you won't do something unless you believe it's possible, and unless you believe you can do it. You won't. If you don't believe it's possible, you won't try to do it. Really, you won't try to do it with conviction.
Yeah, no, that's right. You have to see that somebody already did it. It doesn't mean that you're going to do it like they did it, but you see the possibility, you see the potential, and you're like, okay, if that person can do it, I can do it. And it's just almost like giving yourself permission. It's like somebody is showing you the way. Somebody's paving the way for you, and it's a beautiful thing to do. So it's even a responsibility to you for you to be successful, because there are people coming behind you that need to see your example, that need to see someone that looks like you doing what they want to do, so they know that it's possible.
Absolutely, and I like that expression. That looks like you, because you, whether it's a different sex, a different race, a different age, you have to, know that none of those things hold you back. You can use them as excuses if you want to. But the only thing holding you back is self-imposed limitations. Really, I mean, there are in some
and fear, for sure.
And fear. I mean, in certain instances, there are institutional things that can hold you back too. I mean, like I was in the military for a while, and if your father was a pilot, then you were exposed to other pilots and generals and stuff, and you were around the right people. In certain university environments, you had to meet the right people, and they sort of pulled you up. They mentored you, they sponsored you. So that does happen, but we are putting ourselves in a position where we can be those mentors, and we can reach back and help people too, or set examples and inspire.
Yeah, and that's what you do when you go to an event. You have to create the opportunity to meet those people. How did I meet Daphne? Did I stay locked in my office, working on my computer all the time and not meeting anybody else? I had to get on a plane, go to an event, and put myself in a visible position. Daphne left her office, got herself on a plane, and put herself in a findable position. And that's what happens. You cannot think that things are going to change for you, things are going to happen if you don't put yourself in the right place at the right time. Create the opportunity. If you're not rich, if you did not go to a good school, go hang out where they shop. Go hang out where they eat. Create the opportunity. Opportunities just don't come willy-nilly. You have to create an environment that allows for opportunities to happen, because there's no choice. So create your own opportunities.
I also find that go ahead.
I just want to piggyback on what Catherine just said. Creating the opportunity and be obedient to your intuition. Because meeting Catherine was not by accident. I am someone who is always on time. And this particular day when I met Catherine, I was 10 minutes late going into the conference. And when I went into the conference, the speaker of the day was already on stage. And the lady I was sitting with at the conference had saved my seat. That was in the front row. However, I did not want to make an entrance. And people were beckoning me to sit next to them, but the Spirit kept telling me, keep going, keep going, keep going. And when I got to the middle aisle, It's like a voice said to me, turn down there. So I turned, then turned down there. I sat next to a woman. Guess who it was? Catherine Storing. I said to her, my name is Daphne Clark Hudson. She says, I'm Catherine Storing. I said, I'm from Connecticut. She says she's from Boston. The rest is history. What if I had insisted to say, I'm going to go up front where I was sitting all week? I would have missed this amazing opportunity of meeting someone that we are now collaborating on a project, someone who understands about making a difference in the lives of people. So we got to learn to be obedient even when we don't know why. We are being instructed to do something. We got to just do it, trusting that when you make the next move, the universe is going to tell you what to do. Instead of sitting on and saying, oh, I don't know, I ain't going to go there. Why should I do that? We got to listen to our intuition and follow suit.
I also find that a lot of times the excuse that we use for not hanging around those who maybe have achieved more than we have is we ask, well, what do I have to give? Because if you can't have a sense of entitlement. You can have a sense of, I'm going to claim what I'm worthy of, but you can't have a sense that they owe me something. So then you have to say, well, if I want something from someone else who can help me, what can I do for them in return, or what can I do for someone else? Because most people do want to help others, and so,
That's right. You Willie, it's a practice of mine. When people reach out to me on social media for me to follow them on Twitter or to connect on LinkedIn or Facebook or something, before I click the acceptance button, I return with an email asking them, why did you invite me? How do you see me adding value to your mission and vision? And if they cannot answer me that question, there's no need for me to connect with them. Because I'm going in, I want to always be able to add value. And as I add value, value is going to come back to me. But I can't just connect with you to make up your numbers. No, that's a waste of my valuable asset. I can't do that.
Yeah, and also, Willie, we have to be open and realize that they're not gonna say no. We cannot make up our minds and say they're gonna say no, they don't want to help me, or it's gonna be too expensive. You have to open your mind and say everything that I need has already been set aside for me. Everything that I need
reserved.
has already been set aside with your name and last name and everything. So you just have to believe that and be open, and don't be stingy.
Right.
Don't be stingy with your time. Don't be stingy with your knowledge, because the person that you help today is not going to stay there. They're going to move up, and they're going to remember that when they were the little guy, you helped them, and they are going to return the favor. Sooner or later, what goes around comes around.
Beautiful.
Willie.
Go ahead, Daphne.
Do I have your permission?
Yes, you do.
Well, I've heard a joke, and I don't know who to give credit to. However, it's not mine. I got it from someone. The joke is that someone died and went to heaven, and when St. Peter was taking him around, of course, Willie, it was a man. And St. Peter was taking him around for a tour, and he was showing him in a room all the different things in the different room. And then he got to this room and he says, I'm not opening this one. And he moved to the next one. So 2 rooms after the one he wouldn't open, the guy on the tour insisted and said, you know something is bugging me. Can you please take me back to that room that you didn't open? And St. Peter said to him, no, you don't want to see in that room. He said, yes, I do. And when he attempted to open the door, Willie, the door could barely ajar. And they keep pushing it, and it couldn't, and it could not open. And he asked St. Peter, what is it? Why isn't the door open? And St. Peter said to him, well, in this door are all of your skills and talents that was bestowed on you on earth, and you did not use them. So we have to take them and store them in this room. And this is what a lot of us are doing here on earth. We are not utilizing what we are called to do. So when we transition over, that's what we're going to hear, that we did not use everything that was given to us.
That makes perfect sense. And a lot of it has to do with confidence, with knowing that
That's
what
right.
we have is valuable, because we keep, a lot of us keep saying, well, when I achieve this level, then I'm going to
More.
do these things, yes. But we already have enough to do those things that we
Exactly.
say, yes. And
That's right.
Exactly. And
That's
how do
right.
you know that
That's
you're gonna
right.
be able to do it later? That's what happens. People say later and
That's right.
later, or when I retire, when I have the money. Last week, my friend's
Yeah.
father had a stroke and died. Went on a coma and died. 75 years old, very healthy, died. And he was doing what he was called to do. But what if he wasn't? What if he decided, when I'm older, when I have more time? And you don't know if you're gonna have
Yes.
if you're gonna have the ability. You don't know if you're gonna have the time or the resources or even the energy. So time is
That's
precious.
right.
We cannot get it back. So you have to be bold enough to say, I am not waiting any longer. I shared something with Daphne last night because I know it's safe to share things to her. And I said, Daphne, I am not waiting another year, another month, another week, another day, another minute, another second, not doing this one thing that I want to do. And that's the attitude that we all have to have. I am not going to wait one more second not sharing this awesomeness that was given to me. I mean, you have to have a sense of urgency. I need to give. When you are in your element, when you are giving that one thing that you were created to do, you're going to be successful. You're going to be prosperous, but you have to have the guts to step out and do it.
You know, and this is why it is so important to play full out, all in. Everything we do, we should do it at 500%. Live in the present like you have never loved before. You know, the people who are around you, your friends, let them know how much you appreciate. Create situation where you can laugh with them, shoot the breeze, because what? Tomorrow is not
it's not
who
promised
are
to us.
blessed.
Yeah.
That's right. Those of us who are blessed to go to sleep and wake up, it is still today. It's not tomorrow. So why do we keep putting off the present for another time? Let us enjoy life right now. Full out, all in, give it all. And if for any reason you don't wake up the next day, you would have created a magnificent legacy that would benefit the world. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say, listen, that Willie man, that girl, she didn't put the brakes on. She give you everything, the kind of story you want to be told about you. My coach, Dr. Miles Monroe, died back in November. And I tell you, Dr. Miles died empty. As he taught us, all of his students, he said, play full out. Give 100+%. Don't hold anything for tomorrow. And that's what I share with my clients too. Right now is what we have.
Let's look at balance, though. I, as an American, and most Americans don't take enough time off to recharge, to energize. That we don't take enough vacations. I personally don't even sleep enough. That's why I look like this now, because I was up like late last night. So I
We
argue.
were too. We were too.
But most of
You
us, we don't.
taking time off, Willie. I saw you at the Playboy Mansion. You taking some time off now.
That was working. But We actually had a conference, and that was a part of the theme of the conference. We had a charity event out at the Playboy Mansion too. But I do,
Yes, yes.
do find that most of us don't take enough time to recharge. We don't fully appreciate the need to recharge. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, it's just interesting because a vacation, it's part of the process. Vacation should actually be scheduled into your calendar as research, as a natural process. It should be part um, of your budget. So when you're budgeting for 2016, you have to have a bucket for regular vacations, at least one a quarter. Because what a vacation does is, it's like when you have a cell phone, right? And it's about 10% charge. And then you plug it in, and then it goes 100%. You know what happens to the phone? It's faster. It does everything it has to do, and you don't have to worry about running out. And we are the same way. I am very intense. I play full out. I take no prisoners, but I also crash. So even I need to have a moment where I can go to a beach, when I can go and just look at the waves and have a coconut water right from the coconut, and eat fish and eat amazing food and dance like there's no tomorrow. There's nothing more awesome than being on vacation, having your awesome, natural, delicious drink, and then dancing with the natives and having not a care in the world. In that moment, you go to bed, and you go to bed with that big smile on your face. When you wake up, you are a different woman, you're a different man, because your brain is recharged, your soul is awakened, and you get all these ideas coming left and right, and you don't even know where they're coming from, and they have been jammed up because you have not been able to be creative. And it's exactly the same way that you have to do with everything else. You have to shut down, have fun, play, laugh. I always say you have to laugh like you're making pig noises. You know, when you laugh so much and you just sound like a little pig? That is how we're supposed to laugh all the time. Really appreciating this. This is a gift. This body that we have is the only one that we're ever going to have. It is the temple of the Holy Spirit. You got to take care of it. And that means that you have to take time off, and you have to spend it not only with just anybody. You have to be very guarded with your time and your downtime with like-minded people that get the value of time, that get the value of investing in themselves. When you come back from that time off, you are going to take care of business more so than if you spend that week just doing a few things that you think you can do. Daphne?
Yes, I'm getting better. This is the first year that I create a vision board 2015 and beyond. For years, I used to do an annual one. This is also the first year that I've created a specific vision board for all the places that I want to visit. And what I have done in the past is that I would go to an event 2 days before, and I would leave 3 days after. And that was what I was, that I need to set time aside for me that I'm going to use to reignite, regenerate, re-energize, recharge, refocus. And I'm going to be coming back bigger and better than before I went there. And you know something? Our clients, they love us for that. You know, I have my radio show for 7 years, and for the first 5 years, I did not take any time off. And then 2 years ago, I said, oh no, I have enough shows that people can listen to replays. I'm taking me some time off. And people applaud me and complimented me for that. We owe it not only to ourselves and to our family members, but we owe it to our clients to take this time for ourselves so that we can come back and be ready to serve them in an excellent way.
Yeah, I think that most of us, people like me, we have to get beyond the feeling that when I'm taking time off, feeling guilty like we should be working or whatever. And so I'm learning to consider that time off as investing in my work, actually recharging, because that will make me a better worker. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't get enough rest, enough sleep, then you're less efficient. And so it's the same with taking time off. Now we're all three of us going to be in Jamaica in the fall. You want to share with them the retreat that we're going to be at?
Yeah, we are crazy excited about the retreat. It is called Ignite the New You in Paradise. And that is in Jamaica, Montego Bay. And Daphne is from there, so I'm going to let her talk about Jamaica in a little bit. But if you have heard anything about Jamaica, you know a lady called Stella, and she got her groove back there. And that's what we want for the people that we are invited to join us, because we want them to recharge. We want them to really find themselves, fall in love again with their calling, dance like it's not nobody's business, to go on a tour of the island, to eat. I'm a foodie and I love food. It's amazing. The location is to die for. The coaches, Daphne and I, we're going to have some guests, but we're going to be having a good time. We're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about how you love yourself, how you love others. And I love dancing, so I'm just going to say we're going to have a few sessions where we're just going to dance our behinds off. Daphne, you want to talk a little bit about the retreat too?
And what I've also
Well,
done
you
is
know,
I put up a link that's
Okay.
also going to take them directly to the website. It's on the right there in the chat bar. They can click on that link and it'll take them over to the website if they want to check it out as we're talking. Go ahead,
Oh,
Daphne.
awesome. Yeah.
and you know, I'm sorry for Stella, but I'm glad she went to my country. The wonderful thing is that I have never lost my groove. I always have my groove. So I'm super excited about taking the first Ignite the New You in Paradise retreat to my homeland of Jamaica. And there is no better place where you can go to ignite the new you, the tranquility, the peace, the community, the mountains, the hot spring spa, the white sand beaches, the food, the coconut water, the sugarcane juice, the friendship. No problem, man. I tell you something. When we love hard. We are generous. And I tell you, people are going to welcome you. You are always going to want to go to Jamaica because that's who we are. We give generously. We give from deep within our authentic core. And as Catherine said, the teaching, the mastermind, the one-on-one coaching is going to be phenomenal, but the resort, the Hyatt Zilera Resort, is an adult resort. You got to be 18 and above to stay there. We have negotiated for you where you'll be able to play. If you have heard about the Rose Hall Golf Course, you know that's no ordinary golf course. We have negotiated discount at the spa for you. We'll be doing island tours where you're going to be able to go out and meet the natives. You all know that I have a non-profit in Jamaica. My organization and I, we are providing a hot breakfast 5 days a week for the students of my former elementary school. We are going to do a day trip there where you can go there and meet with the students and just spend some time with them and see where their heads at. We are so supercharged about this event, and I tell you, each and every one of you deserve to be there as entrepreneurs, authors, teachers, coaches. Get a babysitter for the week and leave the children at home and take your spouse there and invest in your business. They are going to love you for that. And you think Stella got her groove back? Ha ha ha! You are all going to be coming back with a testimony that surpass Stella's story.
Now, you also have negotiated for special airfare rates, haven't you?
Yes, we have a special airfare rate, and once people register, they are going to get the link for the airfare. The hotel is all inclusive. We even have negotiated that mini bar in your room will be fully stocked each day at no additional charge to you. Willie, we went to bat for our people, and people want to be part of this first. This is the first Ignite the New You. So as we grow and as we move to different islands in the years to come, you want to be part of history. You want to be able to stand up and say, I was at the first one, and look where my business is today.
Now,
We are also going to be having opportunity for people to have conversation with joint venture experts, because a lot of people think they need to be lone rangers and doing things by themselves. It does not have to happen. You listen to anybody who is doing anything great. They are not doing it all by themselves. They are joining forces with people who have done it before, so that they don't have to reinvent the wheel, Willie.
Absolutely. Willie, can you post the link again on the chat box? I don't think I missed it. It'd be great if you just post it again.
Okay, it's actually a where is it? It's actually a pop-up button that all they need to do is click on the button, and whether they're watching this live or watching the replay, there's a button that says "Take me to the resort site," basically, and you just click on that, and it'll take them right over to the resort site.
Okay, awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. And I don't know if we have any questions. I know we have other people watching, and I don't know if they want to type a question in. We are more than happy to answer. Ignite the New You in Paradise for those willing and ready to embrace their brilliance.
So if you have any questions at all or any comments, go ahead and type them into the chat box, and we are here to answer any and all questions. I know one of the questions that many people probably are wondering is, who's going to be at this? What type of person? You know, they want to know who they're going to be hanging out with.
Yeah, they're going to be hanging out with successful entrepreneurs, people that are like-minded, just like themselves, that are into self-development, adventures. Some executives will be there as well, but really people that are looking to move to the next level and just want some help to get there. People that are fun, that are open-minded, and are ready to get down and get busy and just really want to change the world.
Excellent.
We are got coaches. We are expecting healers, teachers, speakers, doctors, dentists, small business owners, and those who are thinking, I want to do something else, but I'm not sure what it is that I want to do yet. So there's going to be a diverse gathering. People who will not be holding secrets from you. They are going to tell you how they did what they did and what you can do too to get that done.
Excellent. Because people who are doers, who are achievers, they realize that by helping someone else, they're not losing anything.
That's right. That is absolutely right. For sure. Yep, and I just saw, so you have to click onto the pop-in. I just saw that, Willie, and I see the lovely banner, and then if you click on the orange button, it takes you to the website, and you can be there for a long time. I gotta tell you, we're putting a lot of time into building that website, but all you need to know is that Daphne and I have prepared a banquet for you of knowledge and food and deliciousness and trips and just Jamaica. That's all I have to say. Jamaica. We're going to be in Jamaica, palm trees, beautiful beaches. It's just going to be an amazing time that you know you need. There are people right now sitting at home saying, if I do one more day of what I'm doing every day, the way that I'm doing it, I'm going to flip out. So if you are at that point, if you are burned out, Ignite the New You in Jamaica is the place to be. We have priced it in such a way that we don't want money to be an object. We don't want money to be the one thing that holds you back. All you have to say is be willing and be ready. I want to come with you, girls. The price is going to spike up very soon, so you have about a couple days to make that decision. And the question is, are you ready to break that ceiling? That's what we want you to ask yourself. Are you ready to break that ceiling?
And the only reason you
And
wouldn't be,
we
go ahead.
and we have surprise gift for all the people who will take the action. So just take action. You don't know what's waiting you after you click that action button.
But we will all three be there in Jamaica. We look forward to hanging out with you, to sharing, to listening to your ideas, to helping each other to overcome whatever's holding us back. I mean, we're all in this together, and once you realize that you can't be an island unto yourself. You have to work with other people, and that's how you break through the ceiling too. You give yourself permission. You be willing to invest in yourself. You be willing to take a step outside your comfort zone a little. That's what makes you grow. As long as you stay in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. You're not going to change. That's what makes you change.
That's right. The comfort zone is your enemy. You have to fight against the comfort zone. Once you get settled in, you have your cup, you have your pillow, and you put your feet up, you have to shake things up and say, okay, I'm too comfortable here. I got to change things up. Growth is in the change. Please believe that. Trust me when I say the growth is in the change. Trust it. You are going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Even when it's not okay, you're going to be okay. That is part of the journey. That is part of the process. Daphne has not been okay before. I have not have been okay before. I have a very strong feeling that Willie has not been okay before.
Absolutely
but we
not.
are A-okay now. We are better off
That's right.
because of that, because we were not okay. The other day, on Sunday actually, after church, I went to lunch with some friends, and they were having a very civilized discussion, back and forth, and I was able to say the perfect, exact thing that they needed to hear, only because a couple years earlier, I went through the same debacle that they were arguing about, and I was able to see both sides so clearly, where if I have not gone through that, and believe me, I was pulling my hair out when I was going through that, but sitting at the end, on the other side of the argument, I was able to be a blessing for these two friends of mine. That's the same for you. Whatever you're going through, whatever you have gone through, it did not go through for you. It did not happen to you. It happened for you. So whatever you have gone through, whatever you're going through, you please have to believe that it's happening. So you're gonna be able to open your mouth and say, you know what? Not only is it gonna be okay, this is how you're gonna get through it. And that is the beauty of actually going through adversities, because it is a boot camp for you. It is the school of life that you are going through that is enabling you and preparing you to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And I think there's nothing better than being the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. So again, the link is in the chat box, and you can go over to the site. You can see all the pictures of the venue and all the things we're going to do. You can read about all that, and you just go over there, explore the site. Take your time. If you have any questions, you can contact us through the site. We're here for you. If you have any questions now, feel free to type them into the chat box. We're here to handle your questions. So take advantage of this opportunity. But I'm around. You know how to reach me and Daphne, and you know how to reach all of us actually.
That's right.
So that's what
Exactly.
we're here to serve. We enjoy serving.
Exactly. And that's what we do best. We serve and we invest in people, because our people have been at the bottom of the rung far too long, and no one can do it alone. I'm not doing it alone. Willie's not doing it alone. Catherine is not doing it alone. And for that reason, because um, we have been benefited by so many great teachers, and it is our time now to pay it forward. And this is why we want to be at that event for you. I want to piggyback on something that Catherine said not too long ago about sharing with her friend at lunch. Our stories and our experiences are tools that we are supposed to put aside to help others. So don't take your experience lightly.
Yeah.
Don't take your experience lightly. Use your words to make a difference in somebody else's lives, because people always think when they are going through these adversities that it is the end of the world. However, when you share your stories, they can take a breath of relief and they can say, oh, you went through that too? Because we always think that we are the only person that go through something like that. And then
That's right.
you said yes, and then 10 more other people right there in the little gathering say, oh, I went through that and look at me now. So don't keep your
Exactly.
mouths closed. Ask for help and share your story with the right people. Not the
Yeah.
people who will go gossip about it, but people who can tell you it's going to be all right. What
Right. Yeah.
is
I
the
think
lesson
you
that
have to
you
be.
learn from
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. I think you have to be generous with your failures too. Failure is a beautiful thing. Failure shows you that you're not all that in a bag of chips, that it is a greater being, there's a greater God out there. And that's what you find, where you find out what you're made of. And that's when you come to your senses and realize I am a servant. I'm here to serve. And sharing your failures humanizes you and two empowers somebody else. So failing is actually an indication that you're doing something. You know how many people that don't fail at all, they live their entire life without failing. But that also means that they're not doing a single thing. You're not gonna be successful at everything you do. And look at babies. What do they do when they're learning to walk? They fall, they get up, and they try again. They fall, they get up, and they try again. My friend, you have to do the same thing. You have to fail and get up, fail and get up, fail and get up, and eventually you're like, okay, I'm gonna fail a different way now because I have more information. Failing is just obtaining information. Don't be afraid to fail. One of my favorite movies is Meet the Robinsons, because whenever the main character failed, they celebrated it like, you failed, you are closer than ever, and it's such a great concept that I wish we had here home, where you realize that failing is just another way to arrive. It's a little detour that gives you more information, and once you get there, you have a story to tell, if anything.
Excellent,
That's
excellent.
right. That's right.
Does anybody have any questions or comments, though? We're here for your questions or comments. Type them into the chat room. Okay, I am not seeing any questions or comments. You ladies want to go ahead and wrap things up then? And we are again available to take questions. They can send the questions through the site. They can also just post them to me on Facebook or any of the channels. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I would just like
Okay.
to
So
take the
I just want
opportunity.
to first.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, I just want to first thank Willie for putting this amazing event together. And I want to extend an invitation to all the listeners, whether you had listened live or on the replay. I want to ask you to join us on Facebook at our fan page, Ignite the New You in Paradise Retreat. We want to get some of your feedback there. Share it with your friends, share it with your co-workers, share it with the person you have not spoke with in 2 years. This is your time to make peace. And what better place to do it than in paradise? Listen, we have put this event together because we know that entrepreneurs and small business people have been neglecting themselves. You owe it to yourself to invest in you so you can reach the plateau that you deserve. So I personally look forward to shaking your hands, hugging you, giving you high five, taking picture with you, get into one-on-one coaching session with you in paradise. You are going to be up close and personal with us. So go take action. We just have 5 more days for the early bird, And why would you want to pay more when you can take advantage of the early bird? So I look forward to seeing you in Paradise October the 25th through the 30th, 2012.
2015 maybe.
Okay. Hey, did you have any final words, Catherine?
Oh no, it's just yeah, thank you. I posted the link of the page on the chat box, so you'll be able to see us there. Contact us with any questions, but like Willie said, why pay more when you can pay less? It's really an amazing deal. Check it out. Don't think about it. If you think about it, you're gonna miss out and you're gonna regret it. And regret, it's something that you cannot take back. Don't think, do it. Trust me. We know what we're doing, and we are ready to give a boatload of stuff. A boatload of stuff. So thank you so much.
So I'll see you guys there in Jamaica. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, Willie. Bye, Catherine.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.